Once upon a time, in a village, there lived a young man. He was not an ordinary young man. He was a crazy, funny, and intelligent young man. But one thing he was most of all was lazy. He would rather spend his whole day doing nothing than do something productive. For example, if he had to walk to the river, which was 5 minutes away, he would start walking and then find some nice grass and just lay down for a while, because why rush? Life was good. It was beautiful. And it seemed like this guy was just made to laze around. But the problem with that was that he had no money. So he started begging outside the villages. People knew him and they found him funny, so they always gave him some money. One day, when he was begging, he met an old man. The old man had heard stories about him from other villagers, so he called him over and said, "You are the famous beggar, right? I want to make a deal with you." The young man asked, "What kind of deal?" The old man said, "I want you to be my apprentice. I am a treasure hunter, and you will help me find treasures." The young man thought about it for a second and then asked, "Can I get paid for this?" The old man smiled and said, 50% of the treasure you will get for yourself, and 50% will be mine. Deal? The young man did not hesitate this time and immediately agreed. The next day they went into the forest to look for treasure. The old man was experienced, so he knew what he was doing. They walked for a while and suddenly the old man stopped. "There is a dragon buried here," he said. "And dragons love gold, so let's dig here." The young man rolled up his sleeves and was about to start digging when he said, "Wait, where is the dragon? We can't dig without knowing where he is." The old man got angry. "Are you kidding me? The dragon is dead. That's why we are digging him up. Come on, let's go." The young man followed him, and after a while, they found a cave. "This looks promising," the old man said. "Let's go inside." As soon as they entered the cave, the old man shouted, "I knew it! This place is full of jewels and gold. Just look at this." He grabbed a handful of jewels and put them in his bag. Then he turned to the young man and said, "Now it's your turn. Take some for yourself." The young man looked around and saw many beautiful jewels, but he did not take anything. Instead, he started digging the walls of the cave. The old man was surprised. "Why are you doing that? There is nothing there," he said. The young man continued digging, and after a while he shouted, "I got something!" He pulled out a huge crystal and said, "Wow, this must be worth a fortune." The old man took the crystal and looked at it. "It is beautiful, but it's worthless," he said. "What? How can it be worthless?" "It's so big and beautiful," the young man asked. The old man explained, "This is just a normal crystal. These are the ones that are valuable." He showed him some small, brilliantly shining stones. "I don't understand," the young man said. "This is big and beautiful, but those are small and ugly. Why are those valuable?" The old man smiled and said, "Because of their size. This would be valuable if it were that small," he said, showing the young man a crystal similar to the one he had found. "But this is huge, so it's worthless." The young man felt disappointed. He looked around and saw those small crystals everywhere. "So what should I do?" he asked. The old man said, "Find those small crystals. Bring them to me, and I will show you how much money we can get for them." The young man nodded and started looking for the small crystals. After some time, he found a lot of them and brought them to the old man. The old man checked them and said, "Good job. Let's leave this place and go to the nearest city. There, we will sell them and split the money." They left the cave and started walking towards the city. After a while, the old man said, "I'm tired. Let's take a break here." The young man said, "Okay, but who will guard our treasure? We can't leave it unguarded." The old man laughed. "Don't worry, no one will steal it. It's worthless. Remember." The young man nodded and they laid down to rest. In the meantime, a group of robbers were passing through the forest. They heard the old man snoring and thought to themselves, "There must be a treasure nearby. Let's find it." They started searching and eventually found the cave. "I bet there is something valuable inside," one of the robbers said and opened the cave. To his surprise, he saw a lot of crystals inside. "I don't see any gold or jewels," he said, "but maybe the old man is hiding them somewhere." The robber started searching the cave, but he could not find anything. "Damn it!" he said. "If only I could find those small crystals, I would be rich," he said, not knowing that the young man had actually already collected them. The robber left the cave and joined his friends. "There is nothing in that cave," he told them. "Really?" another robber asked. "Yes, but there were a lot of crystals," he said. "Crystals! Huh!" The robber who spoke first said, "Actually, I think I know someone who would be interested in buying those crystals." A few hours later, the young man and the old man were resting under a tree. When they saw a merchant approaching them, "Hello," the merchant said. "I heard from a friend of yours that you have a lot of crystals with you. I would like to buy them from you." The young man was confused. "How did you know that?" he asked. The merchant said, "A friend told me." "How much do you want for them?" The young man looked at the old man and shrugged. "Name a price," he said. The merchant thought for a moment. "For all of these, I will give you 2,000 gold coins," he said. The young man and the old man looked at each other and agreed. Later that day, they split the money. "Thank you for helping me find this treasure, young man. You have done well," the old man said. "It's actually you who should thank me, old man." "If it wasn't for you, I would still be begging on the streets," the young man replied. The old man laughed and said, "We both did well. Now you have two choices. Either you can continue working with me, or you can do something else." The young man said, "What are my other options?" The old man said, "That's for you to decide. You are smarter than you look. So use your brains." The young man thought about it for a moment. "Then I will start my own business," he said. The old man smiled and said, "That's the spirit. Remember, if you need my help, you know where to find me." The young man nodded. From that day onwards, the young man started his own business and became rich and famous. Whenever he saw the old man, he greeted him respectfully, because he knew that if it wasn't for the old man, he would still be begging on the streets. The old man was happy to see him successful, and that was enough reward for him. Our protagonist was a lazy person, but he was not stupid. He knew how to use his brain. That's why he succeeded in life. In fact, sometimes lazy people are more intelligent than others, because they are forced to be more creative in finding ways to do things with less effort. Of course, there are also lazy and stupid people, but that's a topic for another video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.